you doing? I hope you're well. I am loved up, it looks like. Gonna go live this morning because I want to talk about the importance of pace. And as we step into 2020, pace is going to be really important, isn't it, for a lot of us? Because you have to find a pace that you're comfortable with in order for you to make progress in your business. You've got to be able to confidently say, okay, this is how I'm going to work in 2020, this is what I'm going to do in 2020, and this is the work rate that I'm going to try to actually keep, right? Because it's very hard. Morning, Alex. Morning, Melange Dolls. Morning, Sharon. Hi, how you doing over there in the US? We have to be clear that everyone works at a different pace. We all work at different pace, okay? And what I want to share with you this morning is some of the ways that if you feel at the minute you're working at a slower pace than normal, you can actually improve on that. Now, decision making is very important when it comes to you coordinating your work, who you're going to collaborate with, how much money you're going to spend, the projects you're going to initiate, what you're going to launch, even down to your marketing tactics and your brand. You've got to be clear on how you're going to make decisions. You've got to have a way to make decisions. And so I just wanted to give you 3 very quick pointers. First of all, when you're making decisions about something, you've got to understand the benefits to you, especially if it involves other parties. What are the benefits to you? By the way, do you like my Christmas earrings? What are the benefits to you? What are the benefits to any other parties? And that includes if you're going to host an event for other people, if you're going to start a new workshop for people, if you're going to collaborate with a partner. Understand the benefits to you and the benefits to that party. And then think about the priority of you doing this thing. Is it as urgent as you think it is? What can you do in your business to ensure that it happens at the time that it needs to happen? Right? Because this is important. Sometimes we actually put things ahead of our own projects or put people ahead of our own projects, and they're not necessarily a priority. And we will actually push forward on those things or those activities and those tasks without even thinking about what we've got to do in terms of our work rate and our pace. So I want to really talk to you this morning about pace. Okay? In terms of how you're making decisions, but also in terms of how you're going to step into 2020, understanding what your preferred work rate is, what you're going to indulge in, what you're going to potentially say no to, so that you can maintain a pace that works for you in your business. Because a lot of us are in business and we're either going too fast or too slow. If you're going too slow in your mind, because nobody else should be, directing you as to the pace at which you work in your business, because you are the boss of you, then maybe you need to look at the rate at which you're making decisions in your business. If there are influencing factors in your business that might impact the pace at which you're working in your business, that could be, members of your family, that could be a second job, that could be a home life, that could just be lack of time management. Is there something that's actually affecting your pace? And the third thing is, if you feel like you're going slower than, let's say, normally, or slower than your colleagues, or slower than people that are doing similar to you, you've got to remember that the pace is down to you as an individual. You shouldn't be competing with anyone. And as cheesy as this may sound, I'm being genuine here, you should understand what you're really good at and focus on doing that really well. And not worry about and not be concerned with who's doing what, and not be concerned with, what you can do better than someone else. If you work at a pace that suits you, what you'll find is you won't have lots of overwhelm. You won't be confused or need to clarify, where you're supposed to be or who you should be doing things with, because the pace that you're working at should allow you to make informed decisions around the best activities to take part in. So let me know if that makes sense. Just give me a number 1 in the comments box if that makes sense. And I'm just going to check that I'm sounding okay in terms of my device. Okay, so I'll log in on my other phone. So in terms of your pace, think about where you want to be in 2020. Be honest with yourself. Good morning, bookkeeper. Be honest with yourself in terms of what do you need to do in terms of direction setting? What goals do you need? Who do you need to actually speak to or get support from, if anyone, to actually organize your time? Because again, pace relates to time management, something that I know a lot of us struggle with. And whether you have a daytime job, whether you are running 2 businesses, whether you care for family, whether you have young family members, and whether you have an elderly relative that you're caring for, you've got to be aware that the pace at which you work will impact your results. And I've never been the one to talk about hustling and working 18 hour days and, working 50-hour weeks or whatever, because it is about you individually. You as your brand, your values, what you stand for, and you working at a pace that suits you. And I know that historically we've seen many gurus and many experts telling us about, posting into Facebook groups and being present on Twitter, 25 tweets a week and, going live every day. For some of you, that isn't a good fit for you as a person, for you as a human. And this is why a lot of us feel deflated. We feel burned out because it's not coming from the soul. We're not doing things that we're passionate about. We're not doing things that make us light up inside at a pace which suits us as individuals. So just as a word of encouragement for you this morning, think about your pace, right? A lot of you have put number ones in the box there, so thank you for that. Think about the pace that you're working at. Think about who you will be collaborating with or who you intend to contact to collaborate with in the new year. Think about how you can actually get decisions made quicker. Perhaps there's been something you've been deliberating on for a while. What are the external factors that might be influencing that decision? Do you need to get some clarity on the decision before you make it? What support might you need to implement certain things? Perhaps that's slowing down your pace. You've got to join up the dots to ensure that you can actually deliver at a pace you're comfortable with. Because what will happen is, if you find yourself falling behind, you feel frustrated, you feel overwhelmed, you feel very stressed, and then not a lot will get done in the way you want it to be done. So you might then start working at a really fast pace because you're rushing to do something or rushing to finish something. And you could just imagine the feeling that creates as a business owner when you're rushing, when you're feeling like you're really under it. You've got to do it now. Pace is important. And in 2020, I want more of us to be concerned with how we are pacing ourselves in our business. Doesn't matter what the gurus are telling you. You've got to be working at your own pace. And if that means allocating, an hour a month to your business because you work a full-time job and you wear a number of hats. If that means you're allocating 20 minutes a day, if that means you're allocating 3 hours a day, it doesn't matter as long as you, within yourself, are comfortable with the pace at which you're working at. Because if you're not happy in yourself, if you're not organized and clear on what you're doing, your pace will always be affected. Okay? Because if you're very clear on what you need to do and your time management's poor, that will affect the pace at which you deliver results. And similarly, if you are not clear on what you should be doing and you have lots of time, that will also slow down your pace because you won't know how to apply yourself in the time that you've got available. Give me number 2 in the comments box if what I just said made sense. I'm going to be on a very big campaign in 2020 to educate more of you and inform more of you of the ways in which you can work smarter in your business to get better results in your business, working on any budget. And I'm qualified to speak on this topic because I myself started my business on just £100 nearly 7 years ago. And when I started, I didn't have access to live stream videos that were free. I didn't have access to coaches that were willing to give me real, genuine advice. What I did have was a lot of people telling me things I could find in textbooks and YouTube marketeers that didn't necessarily want to show me the how-to unless I gave them thousands of pounds. So I'm going to change the game here. In 2020, if you're following my page, if you're in my Facebook group, if you've already worked with me, you'll know I'm always about delivering value. And one of the first things I want to do is make sure that we all start by understanding the pace that we can, work to in 2020 on our own terms. All right? On our own terms. So if you're still watching me now, give me a hashtag that says on our own terms, because that's the way we should be stepping into 2020, especially if you're in business and you wear a number of hats. On our own terms. Okay? Now, if you're in the UK, you may know of a bank called Metro Bank. I'm actually going to be talking at Metro Bank tonight about branding and marketing planning and the importance of marketing planning when it comes to running your business. You see, if you don't have a pace at which you work in your business, that will impact your sales. That will impact the way in which you promote yourself. That will impact the way in which your brand shows up. Okay? Thank you. On our own terms. And I'm going to be talking tonight to some individuals at Metro Bank in London, a national bank, okay, here in the UK. And I will be sharing tips on how we can start to work at a pace that suits us by simply having really cool ways of organizing our time that leave us feeling less overwhelmed, that leave us feeling clearer on what we should be doing. Because we're working at a pace that suits us. So a few of you have been messaging me about the dates that I'm available to speak and when I'm doing coaching and all of that good stuff. Please do, if you're interested, just message me. I'll put you on the waiting list because my coaching group at the moment for group coaching is full until April. However, I'm looking at, depending on numbers, bringing out a coaching program in January to help those of you that really need to get clear in terms of your branding and marketing, where you're going for 2020 in terms of a 6-step course. And if that comes out, it will be out by the second week in January. But I've got literally a list of 20 plus names of people that want to do this. So depending on numbers, I may launch that soon. So let me know if you're interested in that. In terms of live events, just so you're aware, tonight I am at the Metro Bank in London. On the 19th, I have a free networking event in London, okay, in the Crystal Palace SE19 area. On the 15th of January, I'm in Derby delivering a masterclass. On the 18th of January, I'm in Birmingham delivering a masterclass. And then I've got a 2-for-1, so 2 masterclasses in one day, social media masterclass, and also a branding and marketing for success masterclass on the 26th of January. So there you have it, a few dates from me, the importance of on your own terms, on our own terms, working at a pace that suits you. That is important. Because a lot of us are getting burned out, a lot of us are feeling stressed, a lot of us are feeling overwhelmed because we're listening to what the gurus are saying. Okay? Give me number 3 in the comments box if you can hear me okay. Good morning, bread and breakfast. You're saying you can't hear. Give me a number 3 in the comments box just to let me know that you can hear me okay. Apologies to any of you that can't hear me. So, with that, I am going to dip off. Let me know if you've picked up any nuggets from today's live. What would you say would be the biggest thing you've learned from today's live? Anything in particular? What would you say you found has been particularly useful in terms of the tips I've shared today? What will you go away and do as a result of watching today's live? Let me know. Good morning to you, Struggle to Success Stylist. I think this is the first time you're watching me live. Good morning. I hope you're well. Good morning to you, Team LaCarla. How you doing? No worries. You came in late. You can watch the replay. Talking today about pace and the importance of pace. And those of you that have been with me since day one, you'll know I'm all about pace and working at your own pace on your own terms. And that was the hashtag for today's session, right? On our own terms. That's the hashtag for today's session. If you need to speak to me, you can. I'm going to be about quite a lot before the end of the year. I'm going to take off some time to be on holiday with my family before the end of the year. But honestly, in 2020, I'm going to be on a very big campaign. You need to look out for it. There will be some dates, I'm sure, coming to a city near you. And some of you know already because you've ordered my planner. One of the ways in which you can start today from, scratch in terms of just reviewing what you're doing and understanding why you're doing things and getting clarity on your branding and marketing is by going to look at my YouTube channel. There are loads of free videos on there, over 32 YouTube videos on there. 32 videos on YouTube, free, with tips from me. As real as you'll get from me. The other thing that I have is my brand and marketing planner. So even if you can't get to one of my masterclasses, you can order a brand and marketing planner. I'm shipping them out this week. I've just had another delivery because I had so many pre-orders. And I want to make sure I've got enough to last me until the second week in January. If you haven't got a planner yet, it's £19, ring bound. It contains all of the dates that you need as a business owner in terms of entrepreneurship, health awareness days, days where you can actually piggyback off of and do campaigns around your business or your client types, dates for your diary in terms of weekly calendar and monthly calendar. And then I've got lots of other aspects as well, actual workbook sections within the calendar that will allow you to actually look at your brand with a fresh pair of eyes, your sales and marketing budget with a fresh pair of eyes, and of course your social media and your content marketing. So someone said, work at my own pace. It's all about the pace. Yes, it's all about the pace. So have a good day, everyone. I'll speak to you soon. Any questions, let me know. And if you watch the replay, let me know you watched the replay because that hashtag, let me just put it in the comments box for you, is AskI2M. Wishing you a phenomenal day, everyone. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.